Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201, your future Golden Globe nominee for Best Podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk about F1 the movie, directed by Joseph Kosinski, who did Top Gun 2. And I just want to say off the bat, we're going to do full spoilers because there's really no way to discuss this movie without spoilers. And boy, I kind of wish the Fast and Furious movies, when they were about drag racing, really take something from this movie because they still haven't begun to shot the next Fast and Furious movie, and a lot of what this movie does for racing, F1 in particular, is what Top Gun 2 did for flying planes. The way this entire movie is shot is beautiful. I think this is going to get a Best Director and Best Picture nominee without a doubt. And I think it's going to be between Kaczynski and James Cameron for Avatar 3 for Best Director. I'm not saying F1 is going to be the best movie of the year. I do think it is one of the 10 best movies of the year, up there with Sinners and some other movies we will discuss later. But before we get into all of it, I just want to say, wow, Brad Pitt looks amazing. I can't believe this movie took 3 years to film. Apparently, they were really shooting at various F1 races for like the last 4 years. And this entire movie, the way they do the shots, for the last 10 minutes of the movie in the last race, you are point of view with Brad Pitt's character, Sonny Hayes, the entire race. And it's fucking phenomenal. It's kind of like in that scene in Challengers in the final tennis matchup when you do the ball point of view. It's like that, but just so much better. So anyway, we start off. We meet Brad Pitt's character, Sonny Hayes, and he lives in a van, and he is a backup racer right now for Daytona. He wins the race for Daytona 500 as a backup because apparently 20 years ago he got in a giant crash at F1 where he was almost paralyzed, and that was basically the end of his career. Not flash forward. He wins the race. Javier Bardem's character comes in, whose name is Ruben. He owns an F1 team called Apex. He's like, look, our second racer got hurt. We need you. We're not placing. If we don't place, we're gonna have to sell this team. And that's basically what happens. So we fly him out to Rome, where then we meet Joshua Pierce, played by Damson Idris, who is the up and coming F1 star. And he just keeps mocking Sonny Hayes' character. Old man, when's the last time you won? He's like, well, last night at Daytona. And then he goes, well, when's the last time you're gonna? Have you ever won F1? I don't know. Same for you. When's the last time you won F1? And we do these races, and we see that Sonny is actually more like an engineer. He understands the math. The tires won't work because they're burning out too quickly, and the wind and the tail speed, the turbulence from the curve, because the third part of the what's it called, the arena, is at a slightly higher elevation, so the car slows down by 10 seconds, and the cars we have aren't built for it. The engineering of it, he's constantly going to war with his engineered people, with the exception of the love interest called Kate, who is played by Carrie Condon. It's beautiful. They have this whole thing. Sonny Hayes, by the way, he just throws cards at people. He's just very good at flicking cards at people, like he's Gambit. I don't know why he does this. But we have our first race. Things break. And we see that Joshua isn't very nice to his pit crew. He keeps making fun of Jody because Jody keeps fucking up, played by Callie Cook. Very adorable blonde girl who's just innocent, who doesn't deserve bad things happening to her at all. Okay? Sonny, though, is like he wants to learn about his crew. He understands crew's family, and if they don't trust each other and understand who's good at what, the entire thing falls apart. So, first two F1 races, they do not finish. Third F1 race, they begin to kind of trust each other on a certain thing. And it looks like that Joshua is about to win, and Sonny's character is about to come right behind him. But in doing so, it's raining. They didn't swap their tires to weather resistant tires. Joshua's like, I'm not listening to this old man. He flies off the course. Car blows up. is out of commission for 5 races. And then we get to see Sonny be the lead racer. Everyone all over the world is falling in love with Sonny. They begin to change their cars into competitive cars. So they're good to fight because that's how they're going to win. Because Sonny plays dirty. He keeps flipping it. He keeps making the safety van appear in the track so everyone has to slow down. He knows the rules. He manipulates the rules. They fight. He begins to flirt with Carrie. Then Joshua's character comes back and he just fucks over Sonny's character. He's like, fuck you, this is my team. Makes the car crash. They don't even qualify for the next race. So they have 2 races left now and they have to hit 5-1 so that they could be champions. It's some weird relegation thing. And in doing so, there's a team bonding exercise. They go to Vegas and they talk to each other about how similar they are. They both lost their father at 15. And he's like, I admire you. And then Joshua begins to look up what happened to him and looks at these videos. He gets it. Sonny's been studying everything. And guess what? Carrie and Sonny finally fuck. And it's a hot scene in Vegas. Also, Brad Pitt's outfits during the entire Vegas part of the movie, so cool. I want whatever shirt he's wearing in that movie. It looks fucking in that entire scene. It looks amazing. We get to our final race in Dubai, but before that happens, the owner of Apex, played by Tobias Menzies, Banning, apparently leaked to F1 that he changed the blueprint so it looks like it wasn't pre-approved things to try to tank Apex from winning so that he could easily sell the team, because if they win, which looks like they were about to, he Javier Bardem's character gets a 3-year extension and he does not want that. And he tells Sonny about that. Here's your money for this. Thank you. I want you to become GM for when I sell the team. He's like, okay. Right? Then, guess what happens? Sonny, who was technically fired from the team, a bunch of weird things happen. He flies to Dubai. He gets some Tijuana lawyers that say, you're not liable for this injury. You never actually paid me, so I'm still on your team. Then the race happens, and it's great. And we learned something that apparently, because if you hit the fence at a certain angle but not intentionally, it pauses the race for 10 minutes. So both Sonny and Joshua are able to get totally new cars fixed and new tires, something that the other teams were not allowed to do because weren't the Apex wasn't allowed to do trial runs or qualifiers or something because they were so bad. So they have new cars. They do the race. And then we get the entire shot. Joshua sacrifices his car this time around so that Sonny can win. And then we're in this 10-minute sequence, point of view racing, where it's just, Brad Pitt driving and the sound is so loud. It's fucking crazy. And then he wins. He's happy. They celebrate. Kate wants that dick. And then for whatever reason, Sonny goes back to his van. They're in Los Angeles, and now he wants to do ATV racing. This is really all things that happen in the movie. Gotta say, it's directed amazing. I think it's one of the best pictures, one of the 10 best movies of the year. Do I think it's the best movie of the year? No, but I'm gonna put it in 5, and I'm only gonna slot it right there because I'm putting Sinners at like 10, because Sinners, deserves to be here. That's the whole thing with the situation. But I'm just so impressed by everything. I had so much fun watching the movie. I got really into it. We gotta be realistic. It was so good. Like, I love it. Go see this movie in theaters, because when it comes out on Apple TV Plus, it won't be the same. This is a movie meant to be seen in theaters. The way it's shot, it should win Best Director, unless James Cameron wins for Avatar 3, because Avatar 3 does something nobody knows before, but who knows, that's Cameron. But either way, I think this is easily going to be 1 or 2 for Best Directed Movies, and it's somewhere in the top 5 for Movies of the Year. And that has been another episode of Authentic with Brazil 201.